The United States has long stood as a beacon of prosperity and progress. Yet beneath the surface of growth and technological innovation, several states are facing a starkly different reality. Economic instability, unaffordable housing, and shifting demographics are rapidly transforming once thriving communities into areas of decline. In this report, we'll uncover the 10 fastest dying states in America for 2025. If you're considering a move, this might be the wake-up call you need. Subscribe to Global Lens for more critical insights into global and domestic trends. Number 10. California. California, the Golden State, once emblematic of the American dream, is now grappling with a mass exodus. From 2022 to 2024, nearly 400,000 residents left, making California one of the largest contributors to nationwide population loss. Once a magnet for tech talent and entrepreneurs, the state is increasingly inhospitable for average families. The median home price exceeds $750,000, and gasoline prices remain consistently among the highest in the nation. Even essential costs, such as groceries and healthcare, have surged. The business environment is also deteriorating. Between 2018 and 2024, more than 350 major companies relocated their operations to states with lower tax burdens and fewer regulations. The departure of high-profile firms like Tesla to Texas is symbolic of the broader economic unraveling. Crime rates in major cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles further exacerbate the situation, driving away both residents and investors. Once a hub of opportunity, California now faces growing income inequality, homelessness, and crumbling infrastructure. The state is also plagued by a homelessness crisis, with tens of thousands of unhoused individuals concentrated in urban centers. Despite record-high state budgets, basic services continue to fail those in need. Educational inequality has widened, and public schools in underfunded areas struggle with overcrowding and staffing shortages. As more residents flee to states like Nevada and Arizona, California finds itself at a crossroads between its aspirational image and harsh living realities. Number 9. Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, historically a cornerstone of America's industrial rise, has entered a period of steep demographic decline. From 2021 to 2024, the state lost nearly 45,000 residents. The decline is most pronounced in cities like Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, where high crime rates, rising living costs, and limited job growth are forcing many to leave. Once powered by coal, steel, and manufacturing, Pennsylvania's economy has struggled to adapt to the modern digital age. Rural areas in the Appalachian and northern regions face high poverty rates and limited access to healthcare. Hospitals in small towns are closing, and public infrastructure is outdated and overburdened. Job creation lags behind the national average, and unemployment remains a persistent issue. Young residents, in particular, are fleeing to states offering more affordable education and housing. In addition to economic factors, Pennsylvania's aging population puts pressure on social services and the healthcare system. Many of its smaller towns suffer from brain drain, where college-educated individuals leave and don't return. Even in its wealthier suburbs, rising property taxes and underfunded pension systems raise doubts about long-term financial stability. The state's blend of urban decay and rural hardship illustrates the broader regional challenges plaguing the Rust Belt. Number 8. Oregon. Oregon, known for its stunning landscapes and progressive culture, is quietly losing residents at an alarming rate. In 2024, the population declined by approximately 0.4%, marking a continuation of a troubling trend. While the state offers a high quality of life in theory, the reality is increasingly different. The housing crisis is acute. In cities like Portland, the cost of a median home far exceeds what most middle-income families can afford. Oregon has no sales tax, but compensates with high income taxes, placing financial strain on working residents. Meanwhile, crime rates in urban areas have surged, and the state's controversial reductions in police funding have created a sense of insecurity among communities. Oregon also struggles with growing homelessness, exacerbated by zoning restrictions and limited construction of affordable housing. The state's natural beauty is increasingly marred by visible encampments and deteriorating urban cores. Additionally, wildfires, once rare, have become an annual threat, displacing communities and straining emergency resources. The combination of economic imbalance, environmental risks, and political polarization is making Oregon a difficult place for long-term settlement. Number 7. Rhode Island. The smallest state in the U.S., is facing disproportionately large challenges. Rhode Island saw a 0.3% population decline between 2023 and 2024, a significant number given its small size. With limited space and resources, even minor shifts have major consequences. The housing market is one of the biggest issues. Median home prices have surpassed $460,000, and energy costs are among the highest in the nation. For young professionals and middle-income families, the cost of living is simply unsustainable. Economic growth is sluggish, and the job market offers limited opportunities, particularly in high-growth sectors like tech and finance. Another issue is Rhode Island's struggling education system, which ranks poorly in national assessments. Infrastructure challenges, from outdated public transportation to aging water systems, add to resident frustrations. While its historic charm remains intact, the state has failed to modernize in ways that attract and retain the next generation of workers and families. Without aggressive policy innovation, its decline may accelerate. Number 6. Mississippi. Mississippi is facing systemic challenges that are proving hard to reverse. The state has one of the highest poverty rates in the country, nearing 20%, and continues to experience significant population loss. In 2024 alone, around 10,000 people moved out, representing a 0.32% decline. The core issues include poor educational outcomes, limited access to healthcare, and underdeveloped infrastructure. Broadband internet access is still lacking in many rural areas, limiting economic opportunity and access to remote work. Job prospects are largely confined to low-wage industries, and upward mobility is rare. Mississippi also battles deep racial and income disparities, compounded by weak investment in public institutions. Natural disasters, such as floods and hurricanes, frequently disrupt communities ill-prepared to recover. Many public schools are underfunded and understaffed, limiting student achievement. Unless comprehensive reforms are enacted, from education to workforce development, the state will remain stuck in a cycle of poverty and decline. Number 5. Hawaii. Hawaii may be a dream destination for tourists, but for its residents, living in paradise comes at a steep price. The state experienced a 0.48% population decline in 2024, amounting to roughly 7,000 residents leaving. This may seem modest, but for an island state with a limited population, it's a significant shift. The cost of living in Hawaii is the highest in the United States. A median home now costs over $700,000, while average wages lag far behind. The cost index for groceries, utilities, and transportation all exceed national norms. Many locals can no longer afford to live in the communities where they were born and raised. Hawaii's geographic isolation further compounds the issue, raising prices for all imported goods. Energy costs are volatile, and shortages of medical professionals have strained healthcare delivery. Despite its natural appeal, a growing number of residents are moving to the mainland in search of financial stability and better services. Unless the state diversifies its economy beyond tourism and addresses affordability, the exodus may intensify. Number 4. Louisiana. Louisiana's unique cultural heritage and natural resources cannot mask its ongoing socio-economic issues. With a poverty rate nearing 20% and widespread economic stagnation, the state lost more than 37,000 residents in the last year alone. New Orleans, once a vibrant hub of commerce and culture, now battles high crime rates, decaying infrastructure, and a faltering public education system. Baton Rouge faces similar challenges. Young residents are increasingly leaving the state in search of jobs and educational opportunities elsewhere. Environmental concerns also play a role. Rising sea levels and intensifying hurricanes threaten coastal communities, making long-term habitation increasingly risky. The state also suffers from industrial pollution and chronic underinvestment in disaster preparedness. Louisiana ranks near the bottom nationally for healthcare, education, and income levels. Without robust structural reforms, its trajectory remains grim. Number 3. West Virginia. West Virginia is experiencing one of the highest rates of population decline in the country. In 2024, the state saw a 0.85% decrease in its population, driven by economic stagnation and limited job opportunities. Coal mining, once the lifeblood of the state, has steadily declined, leaving communities economically stranded. While the cost of living is low, so are wages, making it difficult for families to achieve financial security. The state ranks near the bottom in educational attainment and healthcare access. Healthcare deserts and lack of transportation make daily life a struggle in rural counties. Mental health services and addiction treatment options are scarce, despite an ongoing opioid crisis. Public universities have seen enrollment declines and budget cuts. Without diversification in industries and strategic federal investment, West Virginia will continue to lag behind. Number 2. Illinois. Illinois, home to one of the nation's largest cities, is seeing one of the most dramatic population declines. Over 100,000 residents left the state in 2024, equating to a 0.82% drop. Chicago, once a beacon of Midwestern prosperity, is grappling with rising crime, escalating taxes, and increasing cost of living. Property taxes in Illinois are the second highest in the country, putting pressure on homeowners and driving them to neighboring states. The state's pension crisis and budget deficits have also shaken public confidence. Meanwhile, smaller cities and rural communities face an erosion of basic services. Hospitals, schools, and public libraries are closing in some regions due to budget constraints. Infrastructure projects remain underfunded, and aging transit systems hinder mobility. If Illinois is to reverse its decline, it must address both urban challenges and the quiet collapse of its rural areas. Number 1. New York. New York leads the nation in population decline, with over 80,000 residents leaving the state in 2024. The 0.91% drop underscores a growing discontent among its population. The state imposes the highest tax burden in the United States, with combined local, state, and property taxes consuming a significant portion of residents' income. In New York City, median home prices exceed $800,000, while rents are among the highest in the country. Remote work has enabled a mass migration from the city to other parts of the country. Meanwhile, upstate regions suffer from economic neglect, declining industries, and shrinking job markets. Infrastructure strain and public service deficits only add to the exodus. New York's small towns face youth flight, business closures, and aging populations. The costs of maintaining its vast social programs have ballooned, yet service quality lags. While NYC retains global prestige, it risks becoming hollowed out by inequality and dysfunction. To remain viable, the state must rebalance economic development across regions and provide incentives for working families to stay. While the United States continues to draw people from around the globe, not all of its states offer equal opportunity. From economic hardship to environmental risks, these 10 states are on a troubling path of decline. Their struggles are a warning to the rest of the nation about the urgent need for reform, investment, and innovation. Subscribe to Global Lens for more in-depth stories that shape our understanding of the world today.